Welcome to the 2025 tournament season. Today's my first practice day for my local trail. There's been so many changes since 2024. And as I pedal to my first spot to check out, I want to go over those real quick. So for those of you who don't follow my channel, last year, me and fellow content creator Bear Fishing teamed up and we joined the Vermont Small Vessel Series for Slay Nation. We won the first tournament, we won the Angler of the Year, and we came out of that season better anglers, both of us. Off season, I upgraded. New kayak, better electronics, forward-facing sonar, better rods, more knowledge. But one major change is going to be probably the theme of my 2025 season. Me and Bear Fishing broke up for this season. To be clear, we're still buddies. That was literally recorded on an outing fishing this year together. We're still friends. There's no hard feelings. He had to make an adult decision. I don't spite him for that. I have no ill will at all. But that changes things a lot for me because, simply put, he was my sounding board. He was the guy that kept me in check. My solo tournament record is significantly worse than my team record. And that has a lot to do with him keeping me in check, keeping me from running off and just trying to go cranking when we need to finesse, trying to do too much. So I'm gonna have to learn a better strategy. I'm gonna have to learn how to be more competitive. And that's what today's video is about. We're gonna be doing an entire series about how I pre-fish, how I'm learning to survive without my teammate, how I'm learning how to get better, do my thing, and be able to be competitive for multiple reasons. One, for obvious reasons, I want to win. I want to defend my title. For two, I'm too damn competitive to give my boy Bear Fishing the bragging rights that I can't win without him. So I have to win this year. I have to defend my title because otherwise the damn Canadian will never let me let it down. All right, so here's a glimpse into my mind. And I've been trying to record this segment for like 20 minutes, but I realized that there's no way to shorten it up. So be prepared for a long video. What you do when you practice for a tournament is you're trying to find not one, not two, but 20 locations. You're trying to figure out sneaky things that other guys aren't going to figure out. You're trying to find things that you can capitalize on that other guys may not think of or may not like doing, etc. So you're kind of constantly doing this ever-changing calculation in your head. What do you want to do tournament day? What are you going to do tournament day? And then plan on throwing everything out and having multiple pivot plans because the weather's going to be whatever the weather's going to be, especially in New England. You never know what the conditions are going to be like 18 days from now. Combined with the fact that the fish are in the, right now, probably not even pre-spawn, probably still winter phase, could very well change to spawn, pre-spawn, or post-spawn in some cases of older fish. So how do you accomplish that? Well, you collect as much information as you can. So I'm starting shallow, and I'm doing this for a few reasons. One, I think that this area right here is likely going to be a flat that bass will come to spawn. It's an area that's fairly sheltered. It's got a bay in here. There's some hard bottom. There's some grass. There's places where those bass are going to be able to make beds. And I think that they're going to be in here when they spawn, whenever that is. Combined with the fact that the weather has blessed me with great visibility. I'm looking at 10 feet of full visibility. I can see the bottom. If you notice, I'm constantly panning, scanning, looking around, trying to see everything I can because there might be something like a set of structure that I think there's going to be a bed on. If I see that, I'm going to mark it. If I see something that I think the fish are going to relate to in certain types of conditions, I'm going to mark it. you know, and then I'm gonna fish through a variety of baits to see if I can get them interested in eating them, and again, document those baits. And that's what's going on in a tournament. If you ever wondered why everybody looks like they're so exhausted at the end of a tournament video, it's because you're constantly recalculating your puzzle. You're looking at it, okay, well, they're not biting the Keitech. Well, what do I do? Do I throw a rattle trap? Do I throw a swim jig? Do I throw a chatterbait? What do I do? On top of the conditions could be ever changing, which is going to cause those fish to move around. You're also looking at, where am I going to go next? I'm on a time limit. I can't just sit in one spot all day and not catch fish. I got to put something on the board. So then you have to make a calculation of, okay, am I going to change things up and try to just go get a fish? Am I going to try to see if I can just go get a big fish? Okay, that's not the quality I'm looking for, but it's a fish. I kind of suspected grass flats were going to work. We're going to just show you guys this little guy and let him go. But I went with something I know. Black Blue Swim Jig, fishing grass. Granted, that's a little fish, but this area right here that I'm in, I'm gonna give you guys some perspective. This is probably one of the most productive areas I've ever fished on this lake. It's a grass flat with shallow water, an inside bay, so there's a little pocket inside of here, and I have caught a ton of fish in this area. So I think my plan here is to kind of slow roll this swim jig through the column. I did get some follows from some other species as well. Bluegill, perch were all chasing my bait. So I do think that maybe those fish are starting to get a little bit active, and the bigger profile of a swim jig and being able to have it, one, be silent, but just have it be a big presence in the water might be the trick. So we're going to stick with that strategy for a little bit. I kind of want to drift in to the shallower area and see if there's anything moving around in there, because I have been seeing lots of big fish. I probably come across definitely 5 quality fish, like tournament winning level, and I'm hoping that maybe the swim jig is the secret that gets them to bite. I might switch things up and go with like an underspin too, just to have a little bit of flash but not as much noise. I think the fact that there's not a lot of current, not a lot of activity on the water, I think they're looking for more of a subtle kind of bite right now. So we're gonna kind of change things up, try the swim jig, try an underspin. I'm gonna roll my way through this little bay. Probably gonna spend considerable amount of time in this section because I think I'm gonna probably end up fishing the tournament right in this area. But so far, 1 fish on the board. It's a little bit better fish. Come here, buddy. All right, maybe we'll put him on the board just to measure him, just to practice. I'm in a tournament, so might as well enter him, right? That was a crankbait fish, so they're definitely in here. These are just little bucks. This is a little heavier fish for sure. Definitely not a monster by any means, but you know what? I'm in a tournament, might as well get my inches in now. Practice getting some measurements done. So I'll give you guys the information in just a second. Let's get you on the board, homie. All right, we got 14.5 inches. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
What's up?
Not much. House fishing.
I've seen a lot.
You've seen a lot?
Yeah.
Have you caught a lot?
2.
It's
2 and lost 1. Set the hook too hard.
Not you.
Wow, I was standing too.
Oh, you were standing on Bombazine, huh?
Sight fishing. Yeah.
Oh.
I had a fish hit my swim jig, and he only got the plastic, he didn't get the hook.
Yeah.
So I saw it all happen. So then I took my wacky rig stood up, casted behind him. He swam and picked it up, ran with it, and then when I was set the hook, I broke my freaking knot.
Well, that was silly.
Yeah, it would have been my first fish standing.
Oh.
My first sight fish too. I don't usually sight fish much.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I've seen probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 3-4 pounders.
Yeah.
They just don't want anything to do with me right now. It's weird because the fish are like in a weird social group right now.
Yeah.
You'll see like a handful of bluegill, some perch, and then a bunch of little bass, and then there'll be one big mama bass that's kind of chilling.
Yeah.
Like they're just all kind of chilling together right now. I think they're all just like enjoying the fact that the water's come up 3 degrees since I've been here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think they're sunbathing.
Yeah.
So, but ooh, hold on. Oh, that might be a good one. Hold on. Hold on. Come here. Oh, he's not that good. But come here, buddy. What?
I love that you call the fish like they're animals.
I was talking to a bird earlier,
Yeah.
and he kept looking at me every time I talked to him. Number 2. They're so pretty right now, too. Their colors are popping. You got a pretty coat on, buddy. Hold on.
Oh, holy.
I'm in a monthly now.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
So, and the guy that I'm competing against right now, there's only 3 of us in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them is Jason from Slay Nation. The guy who took second in AOY last year.
Gotcha.
So, hold on. I'm taking a picture of a fish. So we're down to 2 hours left. And unfortunately, I do actually have a time limit. Typically when I do these time trials, I actually could still continue fishing. And I really want to continue fishing, but I have to work tonight. So I do actually have a legitimate time I have to be off the water. So the plan here is to slow roll our way down through the shoreline, try to see if we can pick up a bite on a Keitech, maybe a swim jig, and then we're gonna hit the southern area. If you guys have seen the Breaking Bamo series or watched me fish this lake at all, there's an area down on the southern end that has this appeal to me that I just never seem to be able to get on fish, but it has everything I like to do. It has shallow grass, it has deep water access. It just seems like an area I should be able to capitalize on. So we're gonna work our way down there. We're gonna cross the lake in that area so that we can try and see if their fish are down there during the spawn. And if those fish are down there, make a note of it, mark some spots, get some more information, and then head our way out of here. I will be back here again this weekend doing another pre-fishing. I'm actually gonna fish the opposite side of the lake on the way up to the island and see if I have any more success or not. And then we're gonna kind of formulate a game plan from these 2 outings to figure out maybe 1 or 2 more attempts at dialing things in before the tournament. But for right now, we're gonna roll some small finesse paddle tails through the column, see if we can get on some bass.
Yeah.
I'm probably like an hour out. Because I'm debating on whether I'm just gonna cross the lake and get the hell out of here, or if I'm gonna fish a little bit more down this shoreline and then get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to throw something on the grill, or do you want something quick and easy, or?
Honestly, I could go for just like grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Whoa, what the fuck is that? Holy shit. That might be a big bass. Come here, get out from under my fucking pedal drive. Come here. Nope, just, oh, it's a smallmouth. Cool. That's my first smallmouth of the season.
There you go.
Yay! The wife works again. Such a cheat code when you call me like that. Yeah, let's do grilled cheese and get some lake chips. Smallmouth. That's a big smallmouth. Come here, buddy. Bro. Hold on, smallmouth. These smallmouth are so damn aggressive. I'm gonna take this too, just in case. But yeah, there you go, guys. First smallmouth of the season. Again, not a monster, but good quality fish. See if I can get it to submit. No service. All right, guys, so I switched things up and didn't really change strategy as much as location and bait profile. So we've been catching on mostly natural colored baits, right? So I decided to pick up a 6 cent square bill. That one right there, I don't know the size or whatever, but it's a perch pattern. And came around the point, ironically, right back where I started, where I had said I'd had success in the past. And that's what we did. We came all the way down here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue down the shoreline or if I wanted to head back home, but I decided, you know what, might as well fish the area that I know holds bass and just run a crankbait through, because that's what I've caught on in this area. And history paid off for me. So what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna continue down this shoreline. I'm gonna work my way until I get into the shallower areas where I'm able to cross and be able to fish shallow, use a swim jig and probably square bill, things like that. And then we're gonna work our way out of here and call it a day. So that gives me a 14 1/4, 14 1/2, a 15, and we're gonna say 2 10-inchers. I didn't weigh them, and we are doing a 10-inch minimum. So that's my total. I'll put the numbers up top here. But so I have had a 5-fish day. It's not necessarily an ideal day. It's not something that I would necessarily go bragging to my friends about, but definitely a 5-fish day. So that's a good sign. I got a full bag. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna spend the next hour trying to upsize a little bit just to see if I can get on some more quality fish. But it's encouraging because I know that at least my baseline strategy for the upcoming tournament is still in play. And we're gonna kind of keep capitalizing on every little opportunity to see if we can get more and more information and hopefully get a real good pattern for the tournament in a few weeks. Camera shuts off, guys. Here's another one. Here is another one. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Oh, I just barely got him hooked. Whoo, another smallie. Man, I am having a day with these smallmouth. I was just literally stopping the recording and starting it again to talk to you guys about how it's crazy how all of a sudden all these smallmouth turned on. And here's another one for the board. So let me get this one measured real quick and I'll be right back with you guys. That was a crazy volley of fish right there. 3 fish in a row, all about the same size. Doing something kind of textbook. Found some hard bottom, grabbed a square bill, started grinding the square bill into the bottom. That's all I'm really doing. Casting shallow and working that thing back to the boat, just bouncing it off of rocks and everything else. And that right there was a fun little volley of 14.5-inch smallmouth. And smallmouth are just so much fun to catch. They fight so hard. They're so aggressive. Honestly, I enjoy catching a 14-inch smallmouth as much as I do a 19-inch largemouth, because they're just so aggressive on the way they fight. So we're almost out of time at this point. Honestly, I gotta look at the clock and see. Yeah, I got about 6 minutes left from what would be a tournament window, and I'm slowly making my way. I'm close enough to the ramp where I'll get a few more minutes of fishing time, but essentially that's gonna be the last fish. It's gonna count for my time window, for my practice for the tournament. But it is good to know that there's fish along this shoreline, because I very well might start down here. Instead of automatically crossing, I might start down this shoreline and then cross, because this is a good area that's gonna hold some spawning fish. It's gonna definitely have some fish throughout, and I've always thought it would be a good area in the spring, just never really took the time to come down and pick it apart. So I may have changed my overall tournament strategy with those 3 fish. We're definitely gonna have to come back through one more time and see if we get on them again, or if I just happen to luck into a school of smallies. But that's something that's very, very important to remember, is that there is fish along this corridor, and it would be nice and easy to come down here to start the tournament, cross, and then get into my main area and try to upsize from there. All right, guys, we're gonna end the video right here. My day is over. I have to get back home and rejoin the real world and get to work. But today was a learning lesson. So I actually added more water back in that I normally would eliminate on places that I wouldn't normally actually think were fishable. So that's good to know. Added some smallmouth onto my list. Literally the first smallmouth I've caught of 2025, so that was fun. And yeah, so we got a lot more information and a lot more detail. I kind of knew the patterns and the colors that were going to work, but I confirmed it. So really it's just a matter of confirming those small details, expanding my zone a little bit, adding some alternate areas to try if the bite is not there, and we're going to be able to hopefully dial things in the next couple of days and be able to really have a good plan for that tournament in a couple of weeks. I want to thank you guys for coming along with me. I really, really appreciate you taking time to watch this video. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe. As always, let's get out there, catch more fish.